So this is the region, and we're talking about here, very large region considering what we're talking about here. With a lot of the topics I've already been researching, it sort of just scratched the surface on what I really want to know. I'm still sort of getting a feel of how artificial intelligence can be leveraged to research some of these mysteries and some of the mythology. And in some cases, it will be exactly that, mythology. In other cases, I think there's room to do some research. And I want to transition now. As we've been researching the Yeti for 2 episodes, let's transition over to the most logical next step. Its cousin, the Sasquatch or Bigfoot. And let's see, I want to know what the differences are and the similarities are. And I suspect the primary differences are going to be geographical, but let's take a look. The Yeti and Sasquatch, often called Bigfoot, are among the most famous legendary cryptids. They are often compared because they share many traits, but they come from different cultures and environments. Here's a breakdown of their similarities and differences. So, the similarities, yes, very humanoid, ape-like appearances, typically large and bipedal, covered in hair, often portrayed with broad shoulders, hunched over with a powerful walk or gait. They're elusive by nature. Folklore, they're rooted in folklore. Both originate indigenous and local traditions. Both lack conclusive scientific evidence. And they are both sort of become pop culture icons. And yeah, here we go. The big difference is geographical range. The Yeti and the Sasquatch is primarily contained in North America. High altitudes for the Yeti, forest, mountain, swamps for the Sasquatch. Cultural origins rooted in Himalayan folklore for the Yeti, known by various local names such as Meta or Mingo. Often viewed as a spiritual or supernatural being, not just a physical creature. Sasquatch comes from the Salish word Sasquatch. Native American legends often describe it as a forest guardian or trickster, generally framed as biological or uncovered or an uncovered primate. I think geography and folklore both play a large part into what their differences are and their similarities. Okay, so this is interesting. The Yeti seems to be 68 feet with a Sasquatch 7 to 10 feet. Now, I wonder why that is. Cold, snowy climates for the environment. The environment may have something to do with it. Temperate forests. So the scientific hypotheses. Let's see how similar that the scientific hypotheses are. Those elements which, if these beings exist, these are the conditions under which they exist. The Yeti is often linked to misidentified animals, such as the Himalayan brown bear or Tibetan blue bears. Some legends describe multiple types of Yetis ranging from small to giant. Sasquatch, hypothesized by proponents to be a relict hominid or unknown great ape. Skeptics point to bears, hoaxes, and human pattern recognition as explanation. Supernatural associations would be shape-shifting, spiritual guardianship, snow or mountain spirits, as the Yeti legends sometimes purport. The Sasquatch is typically not. I don't know. I don't remember hearing anything about the Sasquatch pretending any paranormal traits. Cloaking, but that would be more camouflage. Okay, so the summary is that the biggest differences are geographical and perhaps their coloring of their hides. However, I also think that the height difference was something that I hadn't anticipated, that the Bigfoot could be quite a few feet taller. Let's continue now, transitioning into Bigfoot. But I want to know, if you remember when we did the UFO, we came across resources that documented sightings. I want to know, and I'm simply going to ask, what are the most credible resources that document Yeti and Bigfoot sightings? Databases and organized report collections. Bigfoot Field Research Organization, the BFRO database, Bigfoot Report database, BigfootEvidence.net. Okay. Some books. Bigfoot, The Life and Times of a Legend. Bigfoot Book, Encyclopedia of Sasquatch, Yeti, and Cryptid Primates. The Existence of Sasquatch and Yeti. So these books, a readable overview of evidence and myths surrounding both creatures, includes historical accounts and critical analysis of eyewitness reports. Interesting. So that's the kind of stuff I'm kind of interested in. Individual researchers and classic work. John Willison Green, noted Canadian journalist who compiled over 3,000 Sasquatch sightings and track reports. Books like Sasquatch, The Apes Among Us, On the Track of Sasquatch are classic field collections. Let's scroll back up here to the Bigfoot Report database, or BigfootEvidence.net. I'm going to go ahead and click on this and see what we see. Okay, so we're looking at an AI-powered research engine. 17,000 reports? Okay, that's a lot of reports. Let's see. Witnessed a massive shadowy figure with antlers in Idaho. Yeah, it's called a moose. Witness encountered Bigfoot in Grays Harbor, Washington. So we can search these reports. It's cut off from the top of your screen, but there's no waffle menu icon to scroll down. So it looks like at the moment, we're just going to look through these front page, and let's try this one. Overview of the encounter. John Marshall led a team of investigators on an expedition to document Bigfoot sightings. They don't know the date or year. This is a little disappointing, don't you think? On an expedition to remote forests of Grays Harbor County, Washington, a team of investigators led by John Marshall was on the hunt for the elusive creature known as Bigfoot, also referred to as Sasquatch. All right. One witness described a startling encounter where, upon turning on their headlights, they came face to face with a large figure. When I turned the headlights on him, I think I scared him as much as he scared us. Okay. The figure raised its hand to shield its eyes from the light and emitted a loud scream, which was characterized as scary. Okay, so I'm not too impressed with this so far. Okay, this just takes us right back to where we already were. All right. Well, let's see. It's asking us to take a look at Bluff Creek. That sounds familiar. Let's see what it brings up. Multiple Bigfoot encounters at Bluff Creek surrounding areas in California. Okay, yeah, I have heard of these. A group of Bigfoot researchers witnessed strange sounds and activity in Bluff Creek. And this is from just a couple of years ago, October 2022. On October 20th, 2022, a group of Bigfoot researchers led by witness Jonathan Easley, who operates the YouTube channel called Western Bigfoot Exploration. We're going to check that out here in a second. Conducted an expedition to Bluff Creek, California to explore the historical Patterson-Gimlin film site. Okay, yeah, if you have any, even like the most tangential knowledge of Bigfoot, you've seen this footage. Everyone's seen that footage. Easily, who's been researching Bigfoot for over 10 years, initially approached the project as a skeptic, but later became convinced of the reality of Bigfoot through extensive research and first-hand experiences. They were traveling approximately 13 hours to the site where the famous footage actually occurred. So it's apparently a pretty remote and rugged area.